And welcome back, my friends, to Man Sharpens Man. This is episode number 18. I'm your host, State Rays, and boy, I can't believe it. Number 18. We're all grown up now, and you know what? I fucking feel that way too because I don't know if you can tell by the sound of this already. You're probably already like, man, doesn't sound like this was recorded in a bathroom with a tin can. Exactly. I got all kinds of cool shit. I got some podcasting equipment. It was actually like a podcast in a box, basically. But Santa brought me that. My Not Santa, something better than Santa. My daughter. Oh my gosh, I've never gotten a gift that made me cry a little bit. Let me just start out with a little sentimental. We'll get into the funnies in a minute, and I'll tell you some dick jokes. But let me just tell you, my daughter bought me this podcasting equipment, and I got a daughter and a son, and they both are great, and they both do shit for me. I don't want to take away from my son, but my daughter got me this podcasting equipment. Brought tears to my eyes. I opened it at Christmas time. I was crying. I know she ain't a big fan of the show or nothing. It's not exactly her taste in humor. She's more of a reality TV type person. She likes watching, like Teen Mom and stuff. But I won't put her business out in the street too much. I won't front her off too much. But boy, she made old State Rays proud papa. Proud papa. I probably would have eventually just bought myself this stuff anyhow, but it was so cool that she went and found it for me. I never would have expected in a million years. This fucking cool gift. So if she happens to listen to this show, which she might because she knows this one is recorded with my new fucking equipment. So what is going on in my life since I've last met you? I finally have just fucking did it. I jumped in with a group of people. I've been doing stand-up comedy, and oh my god, it's been fucking great. It's just what the doctor ordered. It is so much fun to just get up on stage and just rant. Who gives a shit? Just talk shit. It's fucking fun. If you've never done it, do it. It's art. It's a form of art. It's some fun art. It's art anyone can do. It's like finger painting. Just say, hey, I was trying to make something. You don't understand what it is. Turn it around. Look up it upside down. Maybe you'll realize what it is tomorrow. Hang it on your fridge. It's the same kind of art. It's real subjective, but it's just fun. It's fun to get up there and talk shit and let people know your opinion and it's just kind of a fun way to put your shit out there. I like it. I really do like it. So I've done it a few times. I get to plug some stuff now. Dave was the only one that got to plug before. Now I can plug too. 21st coming up. If you guys are listening to this, get your asses downtown Traverse City over by Blue in the Face, the head shop downstairs from there. There's Studio Anatomy. It used to be like a record store. Now it's some kind of hip like recording studio, but they set up comedy shows in there. And on the 21st, we are going to be doing a fucking really cool comedy show. I think it's like an inauguration special. Who knows? But it's going to be I don't think it actually, don't worry. It doesn't have anything to do with the inauguration. But it's on the 21st. Come on down there. It'll be fucking quite a blast. And your homeboy State Raised, who goes by the name LJ, I figured, once you become a personality or whatever, that you got to have a couple different names. That's what they all do. They all have a couple different names. So on stage, I just go by LJ. That's my actual prison nickname was Little John. They didn't call me State Raised. I just threw that onto the show. I don't really even like that name. It's not me so much. I wasn't completely state raised. My mom did raise me with some manners, but I did spend a lot of my fucking life in there, and that is kind of what this show, the premise, the beginning of this show was about. But the show morphs. The show may morph. The show may morph its name. If nothing else, I might just drop my little silly state raised nickname and let y'all know I'm just little John. So whichever way, it doesn't matter. But I am back with number 18. It is. Oh, I've missed you guys. But I've been super busy with the comedy and the holidays, and boy, I had kittens. You guys know it. I've told you before that I raise cats, but I had kittens, and I don't raise an excessive amount of cats. I just have kittens once a year, but it's quite an event. And I usually try to do it right around the holidays. It's quite a fun thing, and blah blah blah. They're Sphinx kitties, little hairless kitties, and we usually have anywhere between 2 and 4 babies, but they are not for sale, so don't even bother contacting me about no cats. But anyhow, I've been watching the news. We're coming up on Inauguration Day. They are so scared of it. They are feared like some coup might happen. God, I hope not. I'm just getting started with my podcast equipment. Don't go fucking America up having some kind of coup. You saw them people live in other countries when they overthrow the government? You got to overthrow the government from the inside and slowly and over time. Don't fuck shit up. I still want to have cell phone coverage and stuff, people. Don't be getting all pissed off just because we got some kind of weird. Ronald Reagan was like a celebrity, and he did okay, except for a stupid war on drugs, which was stupid. But they all make stupid choices and stupid decisions, and the government isn't run by one man. So if you don't like Donald Trump, don't be too sad about the fact that he's about to be a president in 5 days. Don't be too sad about it. People are I feel bad for those people because being happy is the most important thing. It really is. And the only person in charge of your happiness isn't Donald Trump. It is you. You are in charge of your happy. It's like a switch. And I know that sounds really stupid and cliche, like you could just walk in and flip this happy switch. You can't. I agree. You cannot. But it really is, in essence, it's a series of switches. And if you start flipping them all on, you'll get enough of them happy switches on eventually that you will be happy. Go start walking. Start reading some books so you can be smarter. Start looking something up beside your fucking Facebook or something on the internet. You start doing flip these little switches on. Eventually you'll get enough happy switches on that you will be happy again. You know there was happy points in your life, and if you look back on them, a lot of those toggle switches were in the up position. Get them toggle switches back up, people. If you're not feeling happy because of some dumb shit like who the president's about to be, it's because you got too many other toggle switches in the down position. I understand that can be a down toggle switch position when you think about it, but just the same, you can have so many other up ones that who gives a fuck? Fuck Donald Trump. I said that the other day on my Facebook. I didn't want to piss anyone off, but I yelled, fuck Donald Trump. No, wait a minute. I just got the Streep throat because that old Meryl Streep, man, she's blazing up on the president. And it's just, all these celebrities are so hurt and worried about. It's like, shut up. You guys are millionaires. You're just worried about your millionaire tax brackets and shit. And it's stupid. The whole politic thing is stupid. That's why when I get on stage, I don't talk about that shit. It's just it's crickets in the room when I hear the other comedians start to try to mess with that crap. So I don't do it on there, and I don't do it on here. I just get on here and tell y'all to be happy when you listen to here, when I tell y'all the good advice that I give you. The good word of the day with the old state raised. But what else? Oh, fake news. You keep hearing that word fake news, people? But seriously, let me tell you, from my point of view, and everyone's got their own opinion, but my point of view is all news is fake news. This right here is fake news. This is just my opinion on a bunch of shit. Sometimes I'm talking about shit that's 5 years old. Sometimes I'm talking about shit that happened today. But it's still just my little opinion on it. And that's all every news channel really is. Like, there's reporting where you go out in the field with a camera and you send back pictures. But that is even edited. Everything is edited. When you watch Dr. Phil, and they can sum a person's life up in a little 5-minute clip. But I guarantee you that it's just the miracle of editing. And just like the TV works, where the frames flash by so quickly that it all puts a picture together in your mind, a crafty, talented television producer can flash a few pictures or frames by and put a whole picture of someone's life together in your mind, or a whole picture of a scenario. So when you're watching the news and they're flicking these little images by and they're painting this little story, take that. And then take the grain of salt and walk outside and with your own ears and your own eyes and your own nose, smell and hear and fucking feel what's going on around you. And I bet you it's not that bad in your neighborhood unless you live in Chicago or something. And if you live down there, fucking do something about it. God, quit shooting each other. Holy shit, what a shithole. If I got listeners in Chicago, I'm sorry, babies. What the fuck? Man, y'all are killing each other like crazy. It's a war zone down there. Literally a war zone. What are you guys fighting over? Drugs or women? That's what I'd like to know is what is you guys fighting over? Who knows? That's some news I'd like to get, all this fake news. I'd like to know why we can't fix America. That's what we need to focus on is little shit like that. People don't need to get shot, and people don't need to get locked up for shooting the people either. It's not just the people getting shot I feel bad for. You know where I come from. My point of view is when you throw someone in prison, even if they've done some super bad shit. I have a super good friend in prison. His name is Clay Hayward. This dude just got his parole. Oh, man, I'm getting choked up a little bit. Man, I'm sorry about that, guys. But this guy just got his parole in 2014. And the victim, and the victim has the right to, I'm not gonna say she doesn't. She definitely did. She lost her brother, and it's a serious fucking thing. And it's things it's some deep shit. But she got his parole pulled. He had been told, you're going home. He had paperwork. His family was waiting for him. They had bought a dinner, he was on his fucking way. And then yoink, carpet from under him. Look him up. His name is Clay Hayward. Poor fucking dude, man. If I could, I don't want to, say anything cross about the woman. I don't know the girl that went and talked on him and said, don't let him out. But basically, from what I can gander from the internet and the news portals, is that it was the victim's sister went and, after he'd been given a parole, and it's not normal for a guy in Michigan. And this is a little known fact. And this is what I did the show about. I want to teach you motherfuckers about the law, because the goddamn judge that sentenced me. Let me just vent for a minute. This stupid motherfucker. His name was Alton Davis. What a dipshit, okay? He sentenced me to 11 to 20 when I was 17 years old. That's the fucking math of the case, right? And I'll tell you a funny story about that one day, too. Not right now while I'm venting. But goddamn, he sentences me to 11 to 20 when I was 17 years old. A lot of numbers right there, I know, but just I said it again so you keep up with it. Now, this dude, he's the judge. He's the omnipotent one. He's the one with the fucking robe and the magic little fucking wooden thing that he can smack and change things. I'm in prison for about 7-8 months, and I get the local paper, the Kalkaska Leader. And I'm reading in it one day. There's a guy that just got sentenced, and his name was Jamie. I can't think of his last name. It's not important for the story, but his name was Jamie. He had just been sentenced for a murder in Kalkaska, which doesn't happen very often. Old lady killed and locked in the trunk of her car. Real heinous murder. He had gotten sentenced to life in prison. Not natural life, because there's a distinction. There's life and natural life. He had been sentenced to life in prison. The judge, in an interview with the paper, was quoted as saying, with the way our prison system works, he'll probably be out of prison within 7 to 11 years. And I thought, what in the fuck? This dumbass motherfucker, the guy that's in charge of giving people time, is misconstrued and miseducated on how much fucking time the people actually do when they're given time. Now, if that isn't a fucked up thing in the system, I don't know what is. Like, you can say anything you want about guilt and not guilt and people being guilty and not guilty. I don't give a shit. But that right there is a broken fucking piece, period. That guy's dumb as shit. And that's what I'm saying. The motherfuckers, they're just not in touch. They are, the whole system, it isn't in touch with itself. And people don't understand that in Michigan, if you're given a natural life, you're going to be in prison for your whole life. If you're given a life, they assume that you're eligible for parole after 20, and there's good time, and there's a lot of other speculation out there. But the bottom line is, you're going to do fucking life most of the time. Most people that get life just do life. Like, you have to be motherfucking Teresa in prison to get out if you got a regular life, not a natural life. Like, because you're not getting out with a gnat. So we'll just call it gnat and life, so I can quit saying all the extra words. But anyhow, if you have a life, like, you need to be, I mean, not telling. There ain't no way, like, telling gets you nowhere in there on either side. But you need to be living, you know, with a good job, the right job, making the right friends. You need to be doing the right shit and being a real positive person to even remotely get a chance for parole if you have a life. And my homeboy, Clay Hayward, I'm going to keep saying his name, so if you guys want to help him or look him up, any love, just think his name. Motherfucking send a positive vibe in the air. But he had gotten a parole because he was a fucking cool dude. He's the guy, he fucking kept me alive in a lot of ways. One time, there's a 10-building basement was the name of the location. Well, there was what was a blind spot is what they call it, and it's an area where there's no cameras and no cops. And if you get caught there by the wrong motherfucker, or you catch the wrong motherfucker there, something's going to happen. Well, anyhow, I was headed down some stairs to go down to 10-building basement because it's where all the wreck was. And there was a little music room down there and a leather shop and a weight pit and stuff. So I was headed on down to the 10-building basement, and all of a sudden, 3 motherfucking dudes opened up the bottom door, and they had me. These motherfuckers had me. And it was some old beef. It was old beef. I'm not going to tell you the whole story of the beef, but I tell you what, these 3 motherfuckers had me. And I hadn't been in prison very long, and I hadn't known Clay very long, but he had befriended me. And he seemed like a straight dude. He seemed not straight, like straight in both ways, yeah. But anyhow, he fucking somehow just like Superman. He must have seen I was headed down there, or he was headed down there or something, but he was at the top of the stairs, and them guys had me dead to rights. I knew they were going to fuck me up in them stairs, and all of a sudden, this crazy motherfucker comes jumping over me. He handles these guys. Like, he ain't trying to hurt them, but he's trying to help me. I get the fuck up out of the stairs. Like, he ain't like Bruce Lee and just beating the fuck out of these guys, but he is distracting and hurting them enough that I'm out of there. And he's out of there, and we're both okay. And it was like, this is a good dude, man. He's willing to put his shit out there. But he wasn't he wasn't out there trying to start fights. He wasn't out there picking. He was a fucking peacemaker, and he was a fucking lover. He had just gotten out of the military. I'm going to tell you a little bit about his case, because I do know a little bit about his case because he's my homeboy. He had just gotten out of the military. And let me just I can't overstress this enough that I do, like, I feel extremely bad for the victim. Like, I can't even stress to you, like, you know, fuck. I feel way, 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 way bad for the victim. But you're suffering. The victim suffering. The actual victim suffering is over. It's done. It's gone. It's a wisp. It's nothing. Now it's family suffering. I can't take that away. It keeps going on. But how much suffering do you want to generate? If you look at this person, Clay, he's a good person. To just keep him in prison is a waste of money, and it is generating more suffering. This guy, he has been in prison for almost 30 fucking years now. He got locked up when he was like fucking 19. Yep, he was 19 when he got locked up. And he had just come back from 2 years in the military. He was set to go back in. He was on a leave or some kind of crap like that of visiting home, and they were having a party for him, and I don't know what kind of beef he had with this guy, but he ended up, the guy was at the party, they clashed, Clay snapped and shot the guy, and not only did he shoot him, he shot him in a heinous fucking way. He emptied the clip into the guy was on the floor, he then fucking whipped the gun at the guy and the gun hit the guy and shattered into pieces. And it was a well-crafted gun. I don't know what kind of gun it was, but it was, to smash a gun into several pieces off a human body, you have to hit it pretty fucking hard. So after he dumped a whole clip into the guy, he also smashed the gun on him. So he was extreme overkill, I guess would be the word. But, I mean, it also just shows that if you met him now, you would not. I knew him for years. He had so many opportunities where he should have snapped, never snapped. He had so many opportunities where he could have snapped, not gotten caught, and probably felt a lot better. He did not take advantage of those opportunities. He is a good motherfucker. And it breaks my heart that the victim's sister is so heartbroken by the death of her brother that she has this much resolve still to this year to go and speak on him. But basically, she went and spoke against him. And in this state, if the victim or family, a member of the victim comes and speaks against you, your ass is going to sit in there for your max. And the max of a regular life sentence is your whole life. So unless this victim's sister really gets over her bitterness or maybe something could pull together for the poor guy, I think my homeboy Clay is going to be fucked, But Clay Hayward, look him up, man. Look him up on Otis. If you don't know what Otis is, it's OTIS. It's the Offender Tracking Information System. I know in Michigan we got it. Your state probably's got one too. You can look up and see if a motherfucker's been in prison in there. And just because a motherfucker's been in prison, he ain't a bad motherfucker. But sometimes you want to know. If you're dealing with a baby rape or something, or a potential one or whatever, it's not bad information to have. And you might just want to look some people up. It's kind of fun. My name recently came off the fucking roster, I think is one of the reasons I feel so good about talking about it. I think you have to be I don't even know how it works, but I had been on there for a long time. And it was actually kind of a good picture because it was me when I was like fucking 20, it was 24, 25. They had a pretty young picture of me, and it was like, whoo. I like that picture floating around the internet, but no, I'm off Otis now finally, but it takes quite a while to get off Otis. But if you're in prison or on parole, you're on Otis. And then they're so slow to update it, usually if you've had that shit within 10 years, you're still on there. But they're supposed to take you off there immediately. But it's just like everything else with the DOC in Michigan. It's not run like it should be, that's for sure. But yeah, I found out about my homeboy Clay getting his parole yanked, and I thought, man, I got to vent that on Man Sharpens Man just a little bit because it's a sad thing. But like I said, I can't discount his victim's family's pain. It's still ringing all these years. So a lot of suffering going on when someone gets killed. So if you're thinking about killing someone, people, don't kill them, man. That's the thing that pisses me off in the world. Like, I literally grew up in prison. Like, all my fucking I lived a life that was pretty sheltered because I had some pretty overbearing parents in a lot of ways. And I didn't get out a lot, basically. And then I went to prison when I was a child. So most of my fucking views on the world were formulated in prison. And so I kind of had a fucked up way of looking at things when it came to killing people. And I kind of thought it was all right, especially in prison, because it's a kill or be killed kind of thing. It's like you get the motherfucker off the yard. That's the adage, I guess. I think that's the saying, at least is what I used to say. It's like, I need to get this motherfucker off the yard because I want to be on the yard. So I'm going to have to crack his head, or I'm going to have to fucking stab him, or I'm going to have to do something, because if I just get in a straight fight with him, we're both going to be off the yard, and we're both going to be in the hole just being cell gangsters and yelling at each other. So, I had a twisted, fucked up way of thinking, killing people is okay, but you're stuck with people. You're stuck with people up your ass. Out here in the world, people, you can just go away. Someone's fucking with you, just go away. You want to break up with your wife? Just go away. Don't fucking kill her. Don't fucking kill your husband because you want to divorce him or you fucking caught him. Just leave. It's so fucking simple. There's a whole huge world of delicious apples. You could go into a field of peaches and eat juicy peaches all day long. If you kill a motherfucker, you can go into a delicious field of peaches, but you'll still remember killing that motherfucker. You'll be like, these peaches are good, but remember when I killed that dude? It's just how it is. So don't kill people. It's a fucked up thing. So I'm here to spread a little peace today. Man Sharpens Man peace episode because I'm missing my homeboy Clay. And that's, I was looking him up because I'm getting ready to write him his I write him a letter about every 3 or 4 years. I don't feel bad for that. What the fuck am I going to talk about? Hey, they still got butt naked fish? Are you still jerking off every couple days? What the fuck am I going to talk about? He has nothing to add to the conversation. I don't want to tell him much about the world. Like, when you're in there, you don't want people writing you, telling you how great things are to some extent. Like, it takes kind of a big person to appreciate that type of information. And I'm not saying Clay isn't a big person, but I don't just assume that about everyone and be like, well, I'm going to write you a letter and tell you how great and look-a-doo-dah the fucking day's going. So I got a lot of homeboys, and maybe that's just a fucking easy excuse, but I got a lot of homeboys in prison that I ain't been writing to as regularly as maybe I should be. Maybe that is an excuse. But like I said, I don't want to write them and say, hey, things are going great, man, with your homeboy, and I know things are only going so-so with you, but keep it up, So I just keep the letters short and sweet and just post them on the big shit in my life. And I was getting ready to write them because, I started the whole stand-up thing and this show and everything. So I thought, I'm going to holler at Clay because he's big reason I even lived through prison. Like, he is a solid cat. And, I could sit here and ride his dick all day and try to talk about how great he is and try to get some support through my show for him, but it's not really going to matter at the end of the day. At the end of the day, it's on him. He's a tough dude, and I have faith in him. He's probably going to end up getting out of there, but if you want to read an interesting story, look up Clay Hayward on the internet. But anyhow, let's get off of that. Back to some, let's talk about some dumb shit. Let's talk about some funny shit. You see this fucking stupid Chris Brown is beefing with Soulja Boy, and they're talking shit. Soulja Boy's going down to the hood. What in the fuck? These guys are the goofiest two motherfuckers. They're trying to be like Tupac and Biggie Smalls. And they're two big pussies. They're two biggie pussies is what they are. They ain't shit. Trying to fucking beef. You motherfuckers make me sick. Chris Brown and motherfucking Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy, you are so dated with your stupid Superman the hoe. Like, you either... No, I was going to tell you a list of things you needed to do. You don't need to do any of those things. You just need to fucking go away. You both need to go away. Quit trying to fucking get your careers back up by trying to fight each other. You look ridiculous. This shit is so funny. They're trying to set up a match in Las Vegas. Like, anyone wants to go see that shit. Well, there's some merit to it, but I just don't want to give them my money. I'm just watch it on the internet or listen to someone podcast about it or something. But what a couple giant pussies. The only way you're going to see two bigger pussies smash into each other is if fucking Rosie O'Donnell and Ellen DeGeneres scissor. These guys are just the epitome of fucking pussies. It's hilarious. You know who's not a pussy is 50 Cent. And he had someone caught a little phone video of him laughing and talking about him, and I'm not going to sit here and just steal a guy's jokes, but he said some funny shit, and it's just like, this motherfucker. Now, 50 Cent, like, when you've been shot a bunch of times, that's instant street cred, so he's got that, but those motherfuckers there, those two silly-ass boys, Soulja Boy went in the hood with wearing a hat that looks like a fucking condom rolled down the tip of his dickhead and got punked out, got his fucking phone taken. I know you guys have seen that, but that shit is fucking ridiculous to me. But anyhow, like I said at the beginning, I do want to keep this episode of Man Sharpens Man a little bit shorter than normal, so I guess we'll get moving on with things. We're going to just skip some of the format. Let's come up with today's old joke, because that was the segment. I don't even have my paperwork in front of me. This is just an ad-lib show. I set up my equipment and shot for it, and it's like, I had some notes. I had my wild news of the day. I was going to tell you guys about some bacteria. It was fucking interesting bacteria, but I don't want to talk about it because I don't have my paper here, so I'm not going to talk about my wild news. We're going to skip a couple things. I don't even remember what my old joke was, so we're going to, you know what, I'm going to tell you a short old joke, and it's because I'm thinking about my dog today. There's two guys, they're watching the dog lick his balls, and the one guy says to his other, he says, man, don't you wish you could do that? And the other guy says, yeah, but that fucking dog would probably bite me. So there's your old corny-ass joke for the week. You've probably heard that before, or for the month, or for the week. I have not been recording enough Man Sharpens Mans to be for the week, and it's been It's been a while since I put one of these out, people, and I am sorry. I'm going to get more regular. It was a lot of me trying to learn this. It was a lot of me trying to learn how to fucking talk. It was a lot of me trying to learn how to use this equipment that my kid got me. And I think I've got it. So I'm going to take this in and see if I can edit, chop. I have been going on YouTube, just a little sidebar here real quick before I sign out. I've been going on YouTube trying to learn how to use this Audacity program, and it's a cool program. It's a cool audio program. You can get it for free. Make sure you get it from the right place, or you're going to need some virus cleanup because there's a lot of places out there trying to infect you. But yeah, you can find the right place and get Audacity. But I've been going on a couple different places looking for people to help me use the program and learn how to actually like edit the sound and edit the clips and blah blah blah, because you fuck up and you can delete your shit. I've done it before. I did it. You know what I was using before to record, people? I don't know if I've ever said this on the show. Also, I was recording with the tiniest iPad. I have an iPad mini, like 8 gigs. It has this little recordium program I fucking downloaded. Every time I wanted to do a show, I pretty much had to go on there and delete every one of my pictures and apps and shit, so I had enough memory to fuck with the little iMovie program and edit it. The thing was a pain in the ass. But I love you, people. That's why I kept bringing you the show. But now I got this kick-ass recording equipment, a laptop, a fucking nice setup out here in the garage with my boy and it is fucking way sweet. But we're gonna move back to the deck in the spring. I love recording from the deck. Recording from the garage, kind of fun, but recording from the deck, boy, there was a lot of energy to capture out there, and I loved it. But all right, people, like I said, I'm gonna keep this short, keep it sweet. This is Man Sharpens Man number 18. I'm gonna sign off. Peace, pot, and microdot.